Eat your vegetables. It is the first and most trusted piece of health advice we ever learn. We are told they are the safest, most healing foods on the planet. But what if I told you that is a dangerous oversimplification? What if I told you there are specific vegetables hiding in your salad, in your soup, in your refrigerator right now, that could be silently damaging your heart every single day? This is not a theory. One of the vegetables on the list we will discuss today has been linked in a clinical review to a 78% spike in heart failure risk in adults over 60. Today, my mission is to expose these imposters. These are the vegetables that wear a disguise of health, but are secretly working against you. And what you are about to learn could protect you from a danger you never knew existed.
Dr. A 78% spike in heart failure risk from a vegetable. That is a statistic that truly stops you in your tracks. It makes us question everything we thought we knew about healthy eating. For everyone who has just joined us after that powerful warning, I am Sarah, and this is Dr. David Miller, a cardiologist who believes your health is too important for you to be kept in the dark. Doctor, please guide us through this. What are these vegetable imposters?
Thank you, Sarah. And to everyone watching, my goal today is not to make you fear food. It is to give you the gift of wisdom. The danger often lies not in the vegetable that God created, but in what man has done to it, or in how our bodies in this new season of life respond to it. Let's begin our countdown with number 5. This is a staple in almost every pantry in the nation, praised for its convenience. I am talking about canned tomatoes.
Canned tomatoes. In soups, in stews, in pasta sauce. They are everywhere. It's hard to imagine them being a danger. What is the problem?
The problem is twofold, creating a double threat to an aging heart. The first threat is a massive hidden load of sodium. A study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that over 70% of the sodium in a senior's diet comes from packaged and processed foods like this, not from the salt shaker. A single cup of canned tomatoes can contain over 450 milligrams of sodium. For a senior whose daily limit should be around 1,500 milligrams, that is a huge burden from just one ingredient. This excess sodium forces your body to retain water, increasing the volume of blood your heart must pump. Day after day, this pressure weakens the heart muscle.
So even if we are meticulously avoiding the salt shaker, the danger is hiding in the can. You said there was a second threat.
Yes, and it is a chemical one. The lining of most metal cans contains a chemical called BPA or bisphenol A. The problem is that tomatoes are highly acidic, and this acid causes the BPA to leach from the can lining directly into the food you're about to eat. BPA is what we call an endocrine disruptor. It mimics hormones and interferes with the delicate functions of the body. And the science on this is concerning. A 2021 study in Environmental Health Perspectives showed that people with higher levels of BPA in their system had a 46% higher risk of heart disease. It has been linked to inflammation and even heart arrhythmias. This is the story of my patient Howard, a 70-year-old widower who lives alone. He was so proud that he cooked for himself every day. His go-to meal was a simple canned tomato soup with a sandwich. He never added salt, yet his blood pressure was stubbornly high. When we uncovered the sodium and potential BPA load in his daily soup, it was a wake-up call. He was with the best of intentions, poisoning his heart.
So what is the safe alternative for someone like Howard who relies on that convenience?
The solution is beautifully simple. Return to what is real. Use fresh vine-ripened tomatoes whenever possible. If you need a preserved product, choose tomatoes that come in glass jars or in cartons that are clearly labeled BPA-free. This one small change eliminates both threats.
That is a clear and actionable step. So the danger in canned tomatoes comes from the processing and packaging. What about a vegetable that seems completely natural? What is number 4 on the list?
Number 4 is a vegetable that many people, especially in America, love for its sweetness. It's in salads, soups, and frozen veggie mixes. It is sweet corn. The problem is that your heart and your metabolism don't recognize corn as a green vegetable like spinach or broccoli. They recognize it for what it truly is, a starch bomb.
A starch bomb. What does that mean for the heart?
It means it behaves like sugar in your bloodstream. Just 1 cup of corn contains around 24 grams of carbohydrates, mostly from sugar and starch. This causes a rapid spike in your blood glucose. A study in the prestigious Journal of the American College of Cardiology identified these post-meal blood sugar spikes as a primary trigger for damage to the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your blood vessels. When that lining gets inflamed, it becomes sticky. It's what allows plaque to begin to form. This is how arteries harden. Seniors who have these high post-meal glucose spikes have been found to have a 53% increased risk of coronary events, even if their fasting blood sugar looks normal.
So the damage is happening right after the meal, even if we don't feel it.
Silently. And that's not all. Most corn grown in the United States is genetically modified and heavily sprayed with chemicals like glyphosate. Emerging research is investigating how these chemicals can damage our gut microbiome, which can lead to body-wide inflammation, placing yet another burden on the heart. The wise choice is to replace corn with fibrous, low-starch vegetables like zucchini, cauliflower, or bell peppers. They give you nutrients without the dangerous sugar load.
This is so much to reconsider. The idea that foods we've trusted for years could have these hidden dangers is overwhelming.
It is. But this knowledge is not meant to create fear. It is meant to create wisdom. It is the tool God gives us to become better stewards of the one precious body we have been given.
Thank you, Doctor. For everyone watching, I know this is a lot of new information. If this conversation has already made you rethink what's in your pantry, please let our community know by typing a 1 in the comments below. Let's support each other on this journey of learning. And please subscribe to our channel. Arming yourself with this kind of knowledge is a true act of empowerment for your health. Doctor, it is truly eye-opening to understand that the real danger can come from the processing, like with canned tomatoes, or from the very nature of the vegetable itself, like the starch in corn. As we move up the list to number 3, I'm almost afraid to ask. This one sounds like it should be perfectly healthy. What is it?
Number 3, Sarah is a vegetable that is indeed healthy for many, but for a significant portion of the population, it can be life-threatening. And the tragedy is that most people in this group have no idea they are at risk. I am speaking of fava beans, also known as broad beans. They are praised for their protein and fiber. But for millions of people worldwide, they contain a hidden trigger for a catastrophic reaction.
A catastrophic reaction. What is happening inside the body?
It is a condition called favism, and it is caused by a genetic deficiency of a protective enzyme called G6PD. This deficiency is most common in people of Mediterranean, African, and Middle Eastern descent, but it can be found in all populations. Many people live their entire lives without knowing they have it. But when a person with this deficiency eats fava beans, it triggers a massive, rapid destruction of their red blood cells. I need you to understand how serious this is. Your red blood cells are the sacred vessels that carry oxygen from your lungs to your heart and brain. When they are destroyed in this process called hemolysis, your heart is suddenly starved of the oxygen it needs to beat. This can lead to a sudden onset of severe arrhythmia, chest pain, or even acute heart failure. The American Journal of Hematology has documented cases where this reaction occurs within just hours of eating the beans.
That is terrifying. And the person would have no idea what caused it. Are the symptoms obvious?
They can be such as jaundice or dark urine, but often they are more subtle in the beginning. Sudden extreme fatigue, rapid heartbeat, and shortness of breath. It is so easy for a senior to dismiss this as just having a bad day. This is why my advice is one of extreme caution. If you have a family history from the regions I mentioned, I urge you to speak with your doctor about a simple blood test for G6PD deficiency. Until you know you are safe, it is wisest to avoid fava beans completely. There are many other wonderful beans like lentils and chickpeas that do not carry this risk. This is the kind of specific life-saving knowledge that is our mission to share. This is not about fear. It is about providing you with the wisdom to protect the sacred gift of your life. If you believe this information is vital, Please help our mission by typing a 2 in the comments below. It helps us know that these deep dives are valued by our community.
Thank you, Doctor. That is a public service announcement everyone needs to hear. Now the next vegetable on your list, number 2. I have to admit, I find this one very hard to believe. You are saying that celery is a danger.
I know, it sounds absurd. Celery, the ultimate diet food. It's crunchy, it's low calorie, it's full of water. We've been told our whole lives it's a free food. But for an aging heart, especially one that is already sensitive or on medication, celery can be a quiet saboteur. This is the story of my patient Sylvia. She's 68, very health conscious, and reads everything online. She started a new health trend, drinking a large glass of fresh celery juice every single morning. She thought she was flooding her body with nutrients, but she came to me because she was experiencing heart flutters and a feeling of profound weakness in the afternoons.
And this was from the healthy celery juice. What was it doing to her?
It was creating a perfect storm inside her body. First, while it is low in calories, celery is naturally very high in sodium. Not added salt, but sodium that is part of the plant itself. Just 2 large stalks can have over 100 milligrams. When Sylvia was juicing an entire bunch, she was unknowingly starting her day with a massive sodium hit. For her salt-sensitive system, this was causing her blood pressure to spike. But here's the second part of the storm. Celery is a powerful diuretic, meaning it makes you urinate more. This sounds good, but for a senior, especially one on blood pressure medication, which is also often a diuretic, you are flushing out critical electrolytes. Most importantly, you are flushing out potassium. Low potassium, as we know, is a nightmare for the heart's rhythm. The American Heart Association has stated that it doubles the risk of atrial fibrillation in older adults. So Sylvia was raising her blood pressure with sodium while simultaneously depleting the very mineral needed to keep her heart's rhythm stable. She was creating the exact conditions for the palpitations she was feeling.
So her effort to be healthy was actually creating the problem.
It was. And that's not even mentioning that celery is consistently on the dirty dozen list for its high pesticide load, which can also be a stressor on an aging system. For Sylvia, we replaced her celery juice with a simple glass of water with a squeeze of lemon and a pinch of cream of tartar for potassium. The flutters stopped. The alternative if you love the crunch cucumber or bell pepper slices. They are hydrating and rich in nutrients without the hidden sodium load. It is a much safer, more loving choice for your heart.
Doctor, the warnings about fava beans and celery are so specific and so important. It shows how much we truly need this deeper wisdom to look beyond the surface of what seems healthy. We have now arrived at the number 1 vegetable on your list. After everything we've heard, I have to believe this one is the most common and perhaps the most dangerous of all.
It is Sarah, because it is a danger that is celebrated. It is found at family picnics, on holiday tables, and in health food stores. The number 1 most dangerous vegetable product for an aging heart is not a single vegetable, but a category: pickled vegetables, especially things like pickled beets and sauerkraut.
Pickled and fermented foods. But we are told constantly that they are good for our gut health for probiotics. How can they be so dangerous for the heart?
This is a perfect example of a health trend that does not apply safely to everyone, especially seniors with cardiovascular concerns. The danger does not come from the vegetable itself, which is a gift from God. The danger comes from the harsh process of pickling. It creates a cardiovascular disaster in 3 ways. First and most obviously is the catastrophic sodium load. A single half cup of pickled beets can contain nearly 400 milligrams of sodium. A few tablespoons of sauerkraut can exceed 500 milligrams. That is 1/3 of a senior's entire daily limit in a few bites. As we age, our kidneys simply cannot filter this amount of salt efficiently. It stays in the bloodstream, raises blood volume, and according to a study in the journal Hypertension, this kind of high-sodium diet leads to a 67% increased risk of the thickening of the heart muscle, a condition that leads directly to heart failure.
So the salt alone is a major assault on the heart. What are the other dangers?
Second is the high concentration of vinegar or acetic acid. In small amounts, it's fine, But in the constant concentrated doses from daily pickled foods, it can stimulate a nervous system response that raises adrenaline and your resting heart rate. A study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who regularly ate pickled foods had significantly higher rates of nighttime blood pressure spikes, a known dangerous predictor of sudden cardiac events while you sleep. And finally, the fermentation process releases histamines. In sensitive individuals, this can lead to headaches, dizziness, and abnormal heart rhythms.
So for a sensitive aging heart, this healthy fermented food is actually creating a state of high alert and stress.
Exactly. It is asking the heart to run a race when it should be at rest.
Doctor, you have taken us through this list of dangers, and it has been a true education. But Health Voices is about hope and empowerment. So now I want to ask you to bring it all together for us. For every vegetable on this danger list, what is the safe heart healing swap that you would recommend?
This is the most important part of our conversation. This is the path forward. It is about returning to the simple wisdom of God's pantry. Instead of canned tomatoes full of sodium and BPA, choose fresh vine-ripened tomatoes, gently cooked in olive oil, or those sold in glass jars. You get all the heart-protective lycopene without the poison. Instead of sweet corn, the starch bomb switch to steamed cauliflower or zucchini. They have a similar satisfying texture, but they are rich in fiber and antioxidants that truly nourish your blood vessels without the dangerous blood sugar spike. Instead of risky fava beans, embrace the wonderfully safe and heart-protective green lentils. They are packed with magnesium, potassium, and plant protein and are extremely gentle on the digestive system. Instead of celery with its hidden sodium reach, for the cool, hydrating crunch of raw cucumber slices or bell peppers. They are low in sodium, high in potassium, and refresh your body without putting it under stress. And finally, instead of pickled beets or cabbage, enjoy freshly steamed or raw beets tossed with a little lemon juice and olive oil. You get all the wonderful circulation, boosting nitrates without the salt overload that burdens your precious heart.
That is a beautiful list of healing, life-giving alternatives. It shows that for every danger, there is a safe and joyful path forward.
There always is. I want everyone to understand this. Your heart is not just beating, it is responding to everything you put in your body. This knowledge we have shared today is your shield. It is your power. It allows you to walk through the grocery store with new eyes, with wisdom, able to distinguish between what is truly healing and what is simply wearing a healthy disguise.
Thank you, Doctor, for empowering us with that wisdom. To summarize our journey today, we have unmasked 5 surprising vegetables that can pose a risk to senior heart health: canned tomatoes, sweet corn, fava beans, celery, and pickled vegetables. And more importantly, we have learned the safe, delicious, and life-affirming alternatives for each one. Now we would love to hear from you, our wonderful Health Voices community. Which of these vegetables on the danger list surprised you the most today? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Your aha moments can help someone else have one too. If this video has opened your eyes and brought you value, please give it a thumbs up. It helps this mission of protection reach more people. Please be sure to subscribe to Health Voices so you never miss these honest, life-saving conversations. And if you have a friend or family member who you love, please share this video with them. Thank you for being with us.
Be well, be wise, and honor your heart. It's the only one you've got. God bless.
Until next time, take good care.